Just so you know, you're kicking it with K. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, let's go. It's time to turn up your radio. Vibes will flow. Just so you know, you're kicking it with K.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in again to Kicking It with K Marie podcast. I am your girl K Marie, and we have another great show for you all. Trust. Okay. So this is Kicking It with K Marie podcast. You guys like, subscribe, share, follow on whatever platform you are listening to us on, because we're on all of them except for Tidal. Is Tidal just they're really tricky. I don't have time for them. Sorry. But yeah, so we're on Pandora, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Stitcher, you name it, we're on it. So continue to listen, continue to tell your family and friends, and continue to share the podcast. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. So today is February. Yes, it is. It's February, and this is the month of love. So we have different series every month. So this is the love series, and we're going to be talking about. I know you guys been hearing me promote the movie that I helped direct and write, my student film, along with my other classmates. We've been promoting it since last month, and I have two of the stars from the movie on the show today. So you guys, you're in for a great treat. And if you want to see them up close and personal, you will have to buy your tickets. Okay, they're going really fast, so you might want to snatch it up because it is next week. Still in time for Valentine's Day. Fellas, this is a great Valentine's Day date. Okay, it really is. Yeah. I'm not gonna say too much about my personal life, but and if you don't have a boo, that's okay. Girls, make it a girls' night. When my homegirls, we used to do that. When we didn't have we weren't dating anyone, we used to just get together and just have a girls' night on that day. Take your mom, take your auntie, take anybody, So more about that later in the show. So my first guest is Erika Franklin. Erika Franklin is from Detroit, Michigan. She holds a BSN in nursing from Oakland University. She is a loving wife to her husband, David, and a caring mother to her children, Aiden and Isaiah. She has always had a passion for acting and bringing characters to life. She studied children's theater, Performing Arts Guild, and Readers Theater under the training of Marilyn McCormick. She has now found a new love in front of the camera, and we are very grateful for that. Her latest credits include King, it's a Detroit film, Wanted Love, another Detroit film, Sticks and Stones, a Detroit film, True Confessions, the Berman Theater, and the Nakarima Society, Players Playhouse, Wrong River, Flint Respiratory Theater, and numerous local play readings. So you guys help me introduce and welcome Erika Franklin. Hi, Erika.
Hi, yay. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, no, I am excited to be here.
Thank you. Now, okay, did I do that?
Yes, you said Nakarima Society very well.
Oh,
But
yay.
I'm going to make a correction. It's Ring and not King. I want to get credit.
Oh, King.
Ring.
Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say King?
Yeah, I think you said King.
Okay, Ring.
Ring.
It's a Detroit film, Ring.
Yeah.
RING,
Yeah.
y'all. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
where can they watch? Is that like on streaming
So
anywhere?
it's in production right now,
Okay.
but I can't say much about it. But it is a horror film. It's a short horror film, so it's my first scary movie that I'm starring in, and I'm excited about that. Get my resume going.
Okay. horror film. You get to do the scream and all that.
Yes, the scream is real. It was real. It was so crazy doing it because I was really jumpy. Like becoming like certain characters, you gotta be careful because I really felt haunted. It's like a little haunted movie.
Mm,
I was like, every time something happened, I'm like, what's that? And not
mm.
even knowing, but it was fun. Everything was fun.
Okay, I can't wait for that to come out.
Me either. Can't wait to see it.
Okay, so we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk in a minute. So we're gonna bring
Okay.
out your co-star.
Yeah.
So Anthony acting career started in 2016, co-starring in both a local film and stage play. With consistency, he landed his first national, okay, air commercials for Lefty's Cheesecake Restaurant.
Mm.
He's worked on countless background roles, most notably on the Stars show BMF and Warner Brothers movie No Sudden Moves, starring Don Cheadle, and recently expanded his talents into voiceover for the state of Michigan. I want to hear about that. So,
Yeah.
everyone, welcome Anthony to the show.
Hey, how y'all
Hey,
doing?
Anthony.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? So, okay,
Not
what are you
much.
doing for the state of Michigan?
Okay, so I'm just doing voiceover work for safety, driveway safety, as far as letting people know as far as to just drive safe. And then I also did a COVID voiceover as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
So,
that's
if y'all,
interesting.
you guys hear that, then you know it's Anthony's voice.
I
Okay.
hear to buckle up a ticket. Anthony.
Let them know when it comes out.
Okay, cool.
You can
That's what's
say
Buckle up a ticket.
right.
clicking the ticket.
Buckle a ticket. That's what
I ain't saying none of the sort. Here you go, already messing with me.
Okay, my bad. My bad. I got to.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, so before we get into the topic today, so my listeners know that it's something I started this year, this season 3. It's called What in the World. So that's when it's all kind of news stories, crazy, odd news stories all over the world. And I just want to know what y'all think. When I first heard of this and actually saw the picture, I don't have the picture because I don't want to be grossed out. I actually kind of threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. So
I want to
it
hear
was
it.
it was a man. I don't know. You guys might have seen this on social media because that's where I first saw it. A couple. It was in January, so last month. So it's this man Zane Wedding. That's his name, from Auckland, New Zealand.
Yeah.
He had he went to the doctor because he thought he had water in his ear, and he would feel
Mm.
something moving around even when he stood still.
Mm.
So he went to one doctor, and they gave him some antibiotics and was like, basically dry your ear out with a hair dryer.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. So he did that, still felt something moving around. He went and got a second opinion. The woman doctor was like, it might be a tumor, or it could be an insect in your ear. I'm like, that's one extreme to
This
the.
is like
This don't sound good at
You
all.
might have cancer, or it might be a but. Like what? So it came to find out he had a cockroach in his ear for 3 days.
Yeah, just can't see a whole life. Just can't.
yeah. This whole story as being a healthcare professional is so this all it's all wrong, all unethical. Like
Always.
I'm like, how you go to one doctor and he just give you antibiotics, he don't look in your ear,
Right.
like with not an otoscope on the wall. Then go to another doctor
Mhm.
and she's like, oh, it might be a tumor because whatever, you just ruling stuff out, and then it's a cockroach. I mean, stuff like that happen, but I'm mad this man got misdiagnosed like that.
Right. And he was telling people like on social media, it's important to get a second opinion, all that kind of stuff. But
Right.
how would I?
I don't know
I
what I
don't know.
would do.
I probably would just after. she would have said it's a bug and pulled it out. He's, like I said, it's pictures on the internet and you can see it because he posted pictures and everything.
I'd have had cotton swabs all in my ear from here on out. That's it.
Dude, I would have fell out right there.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning.
For real. I'm telling you.
Oh
I
no,
agree.
like I've seen stuff like that. Like I've seen some, as girl says, like maggots coming out of people's legs, like
Oh,
live maggots, and we have to like get it out of him, and the maggot's been eating his flesh from the inside out.
oh,
So
I've heard of that. Why does that happen?
Well, see this particular patient, he had something called like lymphoma. So his like the lymph nodes could not drain the fluid out in his body, so it accumulated. And his legs probably like his thigh was probably like 5 or 6 times than your normal thigh. Each thigh was. So he was at home. His girlfriend was taking care of him, and they didn't know like what to do. So I'm pretty sure that the environment was unclean. And what happens is flies come around and they find a host, lay eggs, and then it just multiply after that. And it was just like holes, and you can see the maggots coming out.
Not on duty.
Yeah.
Not on duty.
Right.
That'd have been my last day working there. Like, y'all gonna take care of this. I'm going to go ahead out.
Yeah, it probably would have been my last day if they were saying if they wanted me to clean it.
Yeah. A lot of people couldn't do it. I was the one that did it because I'm also like, I'm a person too, like that. I put a lot of like my family or me in somebody else's shoes, and I'm just like, okay, well, if nobody y'all want to gag and do all this in front of the patient, nobody want to do it. Somebody got to help you.
Yeah.
So let me mask up and hide my facials on my mouth and just keep my eyes like this. I'm like this.
So you're,
oh yeah, man! I'm telling you, that mask is a saving grace. I'm telling you, it saves.
It do. But the
telling
cockroach, like I can picturing, it's different when I'm helping people, but me, it's a different story. I probably be freaking out the cockroach. Like it's different when it's you, but no.
Yes, I don't know how I would have. It would not have been good if that was me. I couldn't
Be like, what?
Right, and then I would have like trauma and PTSD like for the rest of my life. Like
for real, I wouldn't trust it. Don't whisper nothing to me. Don't.
But they said, I read a report. Right, you said don't whisper. I read a report and it said we pretty much swallow a lot of bugs at night, like micro bugs.
I heard that too.
thanks,
So
Erika. Thank you.
I'm just saying they can help anybody.
Ew.
Sorry.
Okay. So before we get into the movie, I just want to mention my sponsor and in partnership with Love to Dip. Love to Dip creates and sells chocolate covered treats. As a small business in Detroit, Michigan, they provide their customers with an experience that your taste buds will never forget. Their treats are not just pretty, but they are fresh, delicious, and made with love. You'll enjoy every bite. When you go to lovetodip.com, that's LOVE, the 2 I's for the 2, DIP.com, you will find Love Pops, also known as Cake Pops. They're hot cocoa bombs, and I always mention this when I'm reading this. They're hot cocoa bombs.
I heard of that one. Yeah,
it's so good. It's so good.
I've never seen a hot cocoa bomb.
It's
sounds good.
It's different.
It's okay. She has everything in it. The chocolate, the marshmallows. So when I heat up, I do almond milk. So when I heat up my almond milk, when I heat up my almond milk, I place the bomb in the mug, and then you heat up the hot almond milk, and you pour it over, and everything dissolves.
One that sounds fun too.
It is fun.
It's like an edible bath bomb.
Dang, I ain't think about it like that. That was good.
Yeah,
good.
It's good. And they also have chocolate dip pineapples, chocolate dip strawberries.
I love pineapple, so that's a go for me already.
Okay. Chocolate dip strawberries, fresh fruit arrangements, caramel apples, chocolate apples, or you can combine both of them.
Mhm.
Dipped apples, chocolate dipped pretzel rides, which is I order those all the time, and more goodies. So since Valentine's Day is 1 week away or so, um, Love to Dip is offering the Kicking It with K Marie audience 10% off your entire purchase. If you're local, I'm sorry, everybody, but right now they're local, but they're about to expand.
That part.
But you must use the promo code K Marie Podcast when ordering online or when you direct message her on Instagram. So again, go to Love to Dip, LOVEIIDIP.com, or visit their Instagram page at Love to Dip. Love to Dip is a chocolate covered sweet experience, and it is good. And get those orders in because February 7th will be the last day we get, so she can prepare for your Valentine's Day orders and all of that good stuff.
I'm definitely gonna try them.
It's good,
Yeah.
trust.
Okay.
It's good.
That cocoa thing, I'm good.
I'm excited about
Sounds
that.
so good.
All right, so Wanted Love.
Yes.
The short, I just want to highlight the short student film that we created, the T-Bot Media process of filmmaking workshop students. We did everything. We wrote it. We did the concept. We wrote it. We directed. We did the casting call where we met you all. We picked who we wanted. We had on the spot casting call back, so to speak.
Yeah.
Table read, all that in one night.
Yeah. Tamashan was not playing with y'all.
He wasn't like, we gonna get this done.
I heard him. He was like, "What? Y'all can't make up your mind. Y'all want me to pick?" You was like, "No, no, no." I was like,
you know what? I mean, okay. Full honesty.
Okay.
We were kind of like deadlocked, and because Erika came in reading from Whitney first, and so we were like, she is Chelsea.
I'm glad y'all knew.
Yes, like she
That
is
was
Chelsea. And Anthony,
Yes, sir.
I just knew Nick was D'Angelo.
Right.
Hold you up. I knew.
I heard his voice.
I was like, Nick got that voice.
He
got that voice. I mean,
I was like, I don't know what they want.
He's
I was like,
perfect.
I can't sound like Batman with him.
He is perfect for perfect for Mr. Snaps, down there, But at that time, I was like, oh yeah. We was like, yeah, Nick, that's D'Angelo all the way. And we was like, Anthony, okay, he'll be Mr. Snaps. But Tamashian was like, okay, call them back and have them read with different people,
Yeah.
So we was like, okay. What sold me when you did that poem, I was on the lean in, like
that freestyle.
I was like, oh yeah, that's it. So it made me realize the importance of like having somebody, read something else and having somebody else read with someone else, because you might think in your mind like, oh yeah, this is the person, but
Yeah, the voice. I couldn't compete with that, but shout out to Nick too.
No, but you are D'Angelo all the way though, for real. And Erika, you Chelsea. So how did you all? Well, I know Anthony. One of my good friends. Because I put out on my personal Facebook page, like we doing a movie. We're having a casting call. Anybody know anybody? Let me know. So she tagged Anthony, and I gave him the information. And then I saw like some of your credits. I was like, I don't know if we want to do a student film.
Right. It's coming. Jesus.
I did it because I never had work as far as being a lead. I needed more work doing on a reel, like to submit to as far as potential projects. So I just took it more so for practice. It was like a down moment with auditioning. I'm like, let me try it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Or what's the best that could happen? Which was to lead, bro. Yeah.
And then Erica, so how did you hear? I know we said a little bit in the casting, but for everybody else that's listening to this, how did you hear about the casting call?
Well, I worked with Tamashian on another project called Sticks and Stones.
Mm-hmm.
And that was almost like, I think that's like a student film, like an organization film. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like kids and everything like that. So I knew him through my husband's cousin, and he posted something on Facebook. She tagged me again, like she tagged me with Sticks and Stones. So hey, Kimberly, thank you. And I submitted an audition, so that's how I found out.
Okay. Yeah.
And
And so when you all got the script, so Erica, because you came in, you was like, I'm gonna read for Whitney. So did you feel like you connected more with that, or you just like, hey?
see, I was pretty much open
Okay.
because I don't want to like solely. I was ready to read for both,
Okay.
but I said, okay, whoever I feel comfortable with, I'll read first. Which I naturally am a goofy person by nature, so
Okay.
I felt more natural with Whitney, and with Chelsea is kind of different. I was like, I don't know. It's my problem with acting. Sometimes I overthink, and I be thinking like, I wonder what they look for, but I really just need to like be myself. So with Chelsea, I was like, well, I don't know how young they want Chelsea to be, how old they want Chelsea to be. I didn't know. So I just kind of went with Whitney. But I was surprised when I got Chelsea, honestly. Because
Really?
another person was going to get Chelsea. And I was like, yeah, she look like a Chelsea. Yeah, maybe. But I was greatly surprised and grateful to even just be a part of the whole project, because like it was a learning experience for me. Like I was learning, Tamasha was dropping jewels and like bombs, and I was like, what? That's me. What did he call it? He called me something. He was like leading lights or leading something in the field. I was like, dang, that's dope. Y'all really look into like this aspect of a whole movie. And I just walked away with so much grace and so much like new information, and it was more than just a leading role. It was a whole learning experience.
Most definitely a whole learning experience.
Yeah.
So what was like the biggest, for this question is for both of you, what was like the biggest takeaway like filming this movie?
Well, I learned as far as to make sure that on each take, to piggyback, kind of like on the last question, was the consistency through each take. Make sure that each one, each act, each thing that you do is basically follows through on each take, so that in the production part at the end, it just makes it an easier process to as far as getting film done. And so that's what I learned. Even with me filming on a new TV show, I made sure like, hey, consistency. Like you need to make sure my badge is the same way, same position, same movement, everything. It just made it much more smoother. So I appreciated that. That was definitely helpful.
Yes. And what I've learned, like my background is mainly theater.
Okay.
In theater, you just get, when it's time to go, you get one shot, and you gotta learn everybody's lines to pick up your cue. You gotta know where to stand. And what I learned, like during this, not only is consistency, you got the director's view. He looking at you. He looking at what's showing. He looking at what's realistic and what's not. It's like so many eyes everywhere. Like in the stage play, everything's set. Stage is set. Don't have to worry about that. But this, it's like, all right, let's change this. Let's bring this light. Let's bring this smoke. Let's do this. I'm just like, wow, like this is just so much to go into it. And you really need to think differently. Like you got to split your brain up in like 6 different views. It's amazing. It's amazing. So consistency and just being aware of like everything.
Okay. Excuse me. So, okay. So during the film process, because we know that was a long day, because you all that's listening, we only had one day to film. We only had one day. And it was like technically like a 15-hour shoot, technically. And everything like worked, like it was like really fast.
Yes.
It was fast. And I just commend Erika too, for it's one particular scene that you guys will have to see. It's like the gold, and it was cold outside. I'm
Make
like,
that
I'm
stuff.
not. I'll see it in post. I was like, I'm not going.
I kept going back in the building. I'm like, she was doing. It was cold.
I had on a dress. It was like stinging cold.
Right,
But
but you committed.
Yeah.
you just gotta. I can't think about it. You just can't think about how
Mhm.
hot, how cold it is, or how tired you are. You just gotta just get the shot. Just get the shot. And the
Right.
better I do it, the less I got. The less more time I get to go inside.
Yeah.
Because like if I don't do it right the first time, I have to be out there longer and longer and longer. So I'm just like, let me give Tamasha, Kay, everybody what they want. The first times I can go back in because I can go
Right.
Ain't do a space heater or nothing.
nothing. He's like,
Right.
let's
No
go.
gloves
Now
with the little
he had me
warmers.
he was like, you ready? I was like, yeah, I'm ready. He's like, let's go.
Yeah, so those who are, again, you're watching, if you're local, in the Metro Detroit area, we will be premiering the movie at the Riviera in Farmington Hills. You can get your tickets at wantedlovemovie.com. It's a red carpet event.
Yeah.
Like after 5 is recommended, but wear whatever you want. But I already have my dress.
I gotta get my food. I can't wait. You
You gonna be bow tied up, Anthony?
see them booty. I'm telling you, I'm coming through.
Yes, I'm serious.
For
Is that
real.
what
It's my first one. That's my first one. I had a
first
chance.
premiere?
Remember you were saying that in 2016, the local film, we were supposed to have one. I'll just say technical difficulties. And I went to the premiere. It never showed. I ended up leaving. So that was like disappointing. So this is like my
Mhm.
first one. So I'm gonna make it count.
Oh,
I
you
know
about to be
that's right.
fresh, okay? You
Right,
about to
right,
be
right.
fancy.
The Ferragamo's, everything.
No. I'm like, them bread bottoms?
Right.
Don't hype me up. Don't hype me up because you know I put that leg. Oh, don't do it
No, I
to
know. Look at this sliding in like,
Right. Like D'Angelo is here.
him. Man.
show out.
I really looking at it like while we were filming it, the few scenes that I directed, it was just a pleasure. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure to see you all, and Brittany Chanel, and she's hilarious.
Yes, he is.
But just to see you all really like take what we had on page and to just bring it to life. That was just amazing
Well,
to
good
see.
job to you guys because you
Yeah,
guys created some good substance for us
for
to
real.
work with. Like it was fun, it was like authentic, and it was just very, very. It was well written for a student film. I'm like, students put this show together. Like y'all thought of this. This is really, really cool, and it's really fun.
Mhm.
So it was great having y'all write it.
Yeah, everyone's vision blended well, for
Perfect.
so many people to be touching on one project, it
Yeah.
all blended well. So that was amazing to bring to life.
Kudos to y'all.
Oh, thank you. It did. We had we had fun. Overall, it was a great experience. And
That's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, it was just, we're all just proud of it. I mean,
Mm,
everyone that was involved with it is really, really proud of it. And
Yippee.
we
Yeah.
can't wait until we have some ideas of what we want to do with it afterwards. But we can't wait until like everyone else that's not in Metro Detroit see it, and you all will get a chance to do that. And yeah. So what other things that well, what I want to know, again, this is for the both of you. What really made you want to get into acting?
I'm gonna go ahead first.
It's embarrassing, but I've been acting like so. My grandparents, rest in peace, Shelly and George. I'm the youngest out of 19 grandchildren, so I told Kay I came 10 years later than my sister, so I'm the youngest of 19. So the oldest is probably like I might get this wrong, maybe 30 years between me and the oldest grandchild. So I had a lot of imagination growing up because I was by myself. I used to talk to myself in backyards and make up friends. Like you thought I was schizophrenic, like no lie. But my grandma would be coming out like, "Who you yelling at? Who you talking to?" And nobody would be there. And it would just be me by myself and whoever I made up in the character in the backyard, just having a ball. Like I'll be there all night just having a ball. So I knew that I always had a love for performing. And when I really started getting into it and I really understood that when I met my drama teacher, Marilyn McCormick at Cass Tech. Woo. Yes. And she really just broke it down because she was like, "You can do this as a career. You know that?" I'm like, "What?" Like, I didn't really, like, I see it on TV, but I just like, yeah, whatever. That they was born into it. Like, I didn't know. But when I really understood the art of it, and no, it's not just a job. Like, getting paid for this is just a bonus. But God gave me the opportunity to be a storyteller and allows people's stories and thoughts come to life. And when I perform, it's like therapy for not only myself, but for the audience. Because a lot of things people go through that they don't even share anything, but when they see it on stage and they see an actor or a director or a writer put it on paper and show and tell a story, then just like, man, I didn't know, I didn't know, like, that's funny because I went through the same thing. And to see that come to life is just more fulfilling than making people happy, making people laugh, cry, and just the whole process of therapy and going through the whole emotions is just the most um, something I look forward to the most. So that's really what I honed into. I took my gift from God, like, thank you, Lord, you gave me this passion and the desire to do this. So I'm gonna do this. With my eyes on you. I'm not gonna get sidetracked. My eyes on you. I'm a storyteller, and you're gonna lead me to the right story to tell.
Yeah.
So that's how I found out I love acting because I love storytelling.
Okay, Anthony.
Well, for me, same with Erica, just being imaginative as a child, playing with toys, and my I'm laughing because my cousins, if they watch this, they're gonna be laughing. They always talk about how I was in like into my teenage years, like acting like I was Superman, Batman, with love cape on my, I was just imagining, right? But that's just what
You said until you were 16. No, I'm kidding.
No, not to 16. Don't do that because they don't be starting a little rumor mills. But no, but that's just like I was always creative, imaginative, always seeing myself in a different place. I'll get to the point when I did the stage play. I love the feeling of my dad saying like, man, I forgot that was you. You know what I'm saying? Because just the way I was acting and things like that, and I always held on to that feeling. I love somebody being able to see me now, but then being able to see me in a different light. Doing different projects and having different things. The director's vision being brought out, and I'm able to, as far as bring that to life. That's always, as far as a beautiful feeling. So, like Erika said, the bonus is getting paid. I love as far as growing and learning. Like I've been doing this since 2016, but I'm still a baby in this. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it, so I'm just love as far as being able to have the knowledge attained on this journey and growing and seeing what else is coming in the future. So I'm excited for that.
Awesome. So, what is the most memorable role that you all have to date?
That's good.
You have to go first, Anthony.
I'm thinking, honestly, I know it's gonna sound like silly saying it because we're promoting this, but it would be this project because there was different layers.
Yes.
I can't really go into it, but there's different layers brought out, right? I never had that chance to do that in one project. So being able to do that was my most memorable. And it has helped me as far as on later projects that Erika keeps messing with me about saying that I keep taking crazy roles. But it's just the way, it just helped me as far as just to be
acting crazy.
Look, I can't help it. Look. But no, but I liked it just that just to see that brought out. So yeah.
I would say this too, not because I'm promoting it, only because this is my first leading role too. So it was a lot of layers in my character, from going to excited, happy, funny, playful, scared, dramatic. Like I had to dig in some deep places too to bring the emotions out. At one point, which I will see, I had to take a break and step out and get some water and just come back to it. But it really challenged me. And the piggyback on what Anthony said, like, oh, you said you're still a baby in this, but at the end of the day, if we all think we're experts, we'll never learn, and we'll never learn to change. We'll never learn to grow. So I'm gonna be a baby and be a sponge and observant in everything I do. And I don't care if I'm co-star and won't put it out there. Viola,
You are.
Come on, speak
right?
it.
I
Speak
don't care. I'm
it.
co-star with Viola. Shoot, I'm learning from her.
Because I might be directing it. Hello. Okay.
There you go.
Right.
No,
So,
y'all.
and I only say that because I'm just like, if I want to do something, I want to be the best in it. You know, I want to be the best or whatever I can to make people feel great. Like I just want, even if I'm a medical, I started as a medical assistant, a medical student. You keep going to be the expert and to be more knowledgeable, and then you playing around the best of the people who are more responsible taking care of sick people as opposed to somebody who doesn't know how to do it. So if I compare myself to like those type of people, I'm just like, I want to be best of the best. Shoot, if I was a singer, I want to be the Adele's of a singer. Hello?
Right. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Hello.
Hello.
Like
Hello.
yeah. So hello?
Right.
Is it me you're looking for?
Oh Lord. I got you though. That makes sense.
Right. So always
So
learn.
what else do you? Because we're all creative. So like I know.
Right. I see guitar in the back. Hold on, okay. You play guitar?
Yeah.
No, I don't play
Oh,
it.
That's all right.
For now, I got it for I love guitars. I love like the electric, the acoustic, and that was a gift for my 30th, about 15 years ago. And I have yet to learn it, but it's never too late.
Right,
No,
it's never too late. Like I used to play piano, and I
Mhm.
want to go back and play piano a lot. I really liked it, but my fingers be cramping.
Mm.
Like you got to be like,
Yeah,
and it was
you do.
fun. Shoot, so my director was like snapping my fingers. She was like, I said E flat. And I'm just like, I don't know.
I don't miss them days.
So what else other than acting? Do you have any other? I know I've read some stuff with Anthony, but you have any other creative talents that you equally like with acting?
That's for both of us.
You want to go?
What about that?
I mean, shoot, let's see. I like, no, I do. I like pretending I'm a makeup artist. I like pretending I'm a stylist. I still have that type of thing. And as far as like caring for people, that's just all around. Like I love, like a passion, just caring for people, and I love reading my Bible. Read that every day. I love getting more wisdom and trying to be the most obedient I can be. So
Okay, that's what's up. And all thy getting.
yeah.
Understand.
That's right.
Wow.
Anthony, you have any other talents?
I've been playing the piano since I was 4.5. So
Come on, Beethoven.
no, here you go. So I'm a musician, songwriter, and then also I draw as well. So I have painting with the twist, like I do canvases for customers to draw. Artman and Facebook or IG. Anyone needs, stuff for Valentine's Day. Let me know.
Okay. So at this time, as we like I said, I just wanted this whet the people's appetite, so you can meet two of the stars of the film, and you can go ahead and get your ticket.
Yes.
I'll give that website again at the end, but just let the people know where they can find you, like give out your socials and all of that good stuff, and if you have any upcoming project. I think some of you guys mentioned it's a little bit, but go ahead, both of you.
Go ahead, Anthony.
All right. Well, again, my name is Anthony Gainey. You can follow me on IG at Anthony Gainey, ANTHONY GAINEY official. That's my IG. And as far as my newest project is called Tracy Troubles, where I play a psychic detective, Isaiah Ward. So that should be coming out on YouTube soon. I also have a movie called Infatuated, which is on YouTube. I play a detective on there as well. So if you find that, let me know if you like it, and you'll be seeing me in the future.
Okay. And we'll have this, so I'll have their socials in the description of this episode. Okay, Erika.
I'm Erika Franklin. You can find me on Instagram at Erika Franklin Official. I'm on Facebook, Erika Franklin as well. You can find me in an upcoming horror short film called Ring, and that is very scary. And then tell y'all cousins to hire me. All these auditions that I've been going to, ain't get no call back yet.
Mm.
So it's okay because I just been auditioning and working and perfecting my craft as much as I can. And hopefully you get to see me in some upcoming stuff. So I'm excited.
Just a little, I don't know if Cameron told you, but it's a little, we're working on something. So yeah, we're definitely, we was like, yeah, we need her in our movie. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so and just so you know, again, Wanted Love is about a dream date that turns into a nightmare when an introverted single woman is swept off her feet by a handsome poet, not realizing he's a wanted man, and must escape the date with her life.
That's great.
Wanted.
Okay, so that's what the movie is about. So if you want to go and purchase the tickets, again, it's going to be on Valentine's Day, February 14th, at the Riviera. We're calling this event, excuse me, Romance at the Riviera. So you can go to Wanted Love Movie, excuse me, .com. Again, that's wantedlovemovie.com to get your tickets to our premiere. It's going to be great. You're going to see the film. We're going to have a panel discussion with everyone that was involved in the film. And it's going to be a relationship panel. That's good. I'm really looking forward to that one too, to hear some stuff. So it's going to be a nice premiere. It's not just your normal, premiere. We got some little extras. So
I'm excited. That's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. I can't wait.
They are selling fast.
They are.
I don't know. I think a lot of people are going at the same time because I know a couple of my family members like, I'm having trouble. Then they went back again and they tried again. So I don't know if I be crashing or what. Shoot.
No,
it's really hot fire.
See you at the you can get some ticket scalpel or somebody at the door.
Oh, movie.
Yeah.
I might tell you, I don't understand. I'm messing.
So you can come meet all of us, and there's others as well. It's going to be a great time.
It really
you will not regret it. And just come up to us like, hey, I saw you on the podcast, and that's why I came. Just let us know, okay? So thank you, Erika. Thank you, Anthony, for coming on the show and kicking it with us. And again, you all are just so talented. I know that you're gonna. It's just gonna keep going up from here, like for real.
Thank you.
I see that. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you for having me. This is fun. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So I appreciate this. This is a great time.
Oh, good. I'm glad I enjoyed myself too.
Yeah.
So everybody, again, I'm gonna have their socials in the description of this episode. Go like them, follow them, so you can be abreast of their upcoming projects. So you go and support, this podcast. We're all about, and I'm all about just supporting us. I'm real big on that. And this is one of the ways that you can do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was looking forward to seeing everyone at the premiere.
Yes.
And to everybody listening that's not in Metro Detroit, sorry, you're gonna miss the fun, but you'll be able to see the film at a later date. And
Anthony's single, y'all. He's gonna be looking sharp.
Okay. Yeah, he is single in the streets.
Single,
ladies.
Sharp. You heard him. He about to be sweet.
Right, with the bow tie and everything, about to be crispy.
Don't
so y'all better catch him, ladies.
There we go.
Right. All right, y'all. So go ahead and like, share, subscribe this podcast, Kicking It with K. Marie. And I will see everyone next week. All right, y'all. We out.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. It's time to turn up your radio. Turn up the radio. Just so you know, you're kicking it with K. That's all I'm gonna say. You're here now.